Unbelievable TV, Episode 3, Horror Fiction in 7 Spooky Steps. For Halloween, how about we take a look at something that's not groundbreaking, but simply fun? If you've been on the internet long enough, then you've probably already heard of Community. Since this will be a short review, we'll only be taking a look at the episode Horror Fiction in 7 Spooky Steps, and not going into character backstories or anything. However, that doesn't mean that this will be the only review of a Community episode, since it's a, well, interesting show to say the least. So, without further ado, let's start the review. Hey, that kind of rhymed. The episode starts with the group at a pre-party, only attending due to Britta's insistence.
Don't be afraid to play with the rubber spider.
I'll ask again. Are you sure I can't bring anything?
I don't understand. We're having a party before we're going to the real party. Sometimes I think you young people are just making this crap up.
It's a pre-party. It's informal, intimate, and just for us. And I told you guys you didn't have to dress up.
Oh, we were wearing this when you called.
Yeah, when we dress up, you'll know it.
However, once Jeff arrives, she pulls him aside, explaining the real reason she brought everyone together. Apparently, the results of a psych test she had the group take determined that one of them is insane!
Fill out those anonymous personality tests for my psych class.
Listen, if you drop them in another puddle...
No, I processed the results as per my assignment. And Jeff, one of our friends, is deeply disturbed.
And now is determined to find out who it is. She decides to do this by having everyone tell a scary story, and then analyzing them. This is what makes the episode so fun. Nothing overly complicated happens. While Community is a fun show in general, it's always nice when a show has an episode like this. So, the group begins to start telling their stories with Britta going first. She tells a pretty generic one about a serial killer with a hook for a hand.
Convict from the asylum has escaped, and he's mental, and he's on the loose and stuff.
Oh my God, that sounds dangerous.
Oh, I'm sure it's no biggie, but I am a horny man. I'm only half present.
He was last seen in the woods and has a thingy for a hand, a hook thing where his hand should be. You know what I mean?
That sounds dangerous.
Fine, I'll get out and look. But then I'm entitled to sex. Ah! I'm getting stabbed with this hook hand thing!
Oh my God, no! I was right!
Abed thinks the story is bad, so he tells his own where in it, he and Britta take the logical precautions to protect themselves from the killer.
I love you.
Shh.
It quickly becomes apparent that whoever is telling the story is making sure to have themselves come out on top while incorporating the others into their stories. Finding the stories to be too bland, Annie decides to tell her own story.
I've got a scary story.
In it, she's a Victorian-era schoolteacher who is rescued by Jeff.
My horse is so...
Many vile creatures make these woods their home. Some even warn of monsters.
I don't believe in monsters. I believe every man has good within.
Who turns out to be a vampire. However, she tries to tame him by teaching him to read.
Teach me to read. Whoa.
Sound it out.
Word. Dog. Hates. Cat. Oh, reason, not the need. Our basest beggars are in the poorest things superfluous.
When this doesn't work.
Just pick up a good book and read.
Your porcelain neck in the light of the full moon. Too appetizing. What is this?
I'm a werewolf that feeds on selfish
Vampires.
Ha! Yeah, still better than Twilight. Sorry, was way too easy of a joke to make. Annie seems to be the most obvious suspect due to her violent story.
discompassionately macabre, as if without the slightest regard for human life.
That's enough. Stop pinning ribbons to her. Why does Annie get to be good at everything? You guys want to hear a real, legit scary story?
However, Troy interjects, wanting to take his turn, in which he and Abed are fighter pilots who seek help from a scientist. After being drugged by him, they wake up sewn together.
No! Forced to be together forever! Now that we're sewn together, do we have ESP?
Yes, we're psychic now. We can destroy him with mind powers.
But now with psychokinetic powers, which they use to turn the tables on their captor.
Now you are the subject.
What? What? Tell me more.
We sewed your butt to your chest.
No! What? Ah, you fools! By sewing my butt to my chest, you've given me boobs I can touch all day.
With what?
No! 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 No!
Annoyed by everyone's stories, Pierce decides to tell his own story.
Yeah? Well, so is this.
Come back to bed, Magnum.
In a moment, girls, I'm just enjoying an expensive post-coital brandy.
Yo, 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 yo! What we got here?
This is a home invasion, you jive mother.
Which isn't so much scary, but rather kinda sexist and kinda racist. Still, like all the other stories, it's hilarious regardless.
Oh, man.
You are still relevant! Oh my God!
This disturbs the group.
What in the hell was that?
That wasn't even a ghost story. It was like an episode of some show we're all too young to have heard of.
And Shirley decides to tell a wholesome story. In it, a group of partiers realizes that it's the end of the world.
Yo, Django, check it out! Swarms of locusts and tornadoes and frogs. I don't care. I lived in New York. Ugh, it's like New York out there.
Also, it seems that Shirley doesn't care for New York too much. The devil arrives to claim their souls, but the group is saved by their friend who they used to pick on for being Christian.
Whoa! Look, it's our friend we used to pick on for being Christian.
Oh, she looks great.
Righteous win! No! Off to Milani!
Unfortunately, she only came to say goodbye and departs to heaven, leaving the friends to their fate.
The story about strangers. Anywho, can you take us to heaven now, please?
Ooh, I cannot. I just came to say goodbye on my way to Abraham's bosom. Bye. I forgive you.
This causes the group to want to leave, but Britta stops them, finally explaining things. This only makes things worse when everyone realizes that Britta could just as easily be the crazy one.
Just like that in their head.
Probably the same kind of person that would make us tell ghost stories in order to secretly study our minds.
I'm just worried that one of you...
One of us? You took that test too, right?
What are you saying? Oh my God! What if it is me?
Jeff attempts to tell his own story in order to calm everyone down.
Here, I have a story that I think might help. Wait! Before you do anything, tell us why you kill people.
Fear? I kill because I'm afraid. Somebody please give me a hug.
Get in here.
However, this doesn't help much either.
You're welcome. That was the gayest crap I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, Jeff, what the hell? Why are you always so determined to have us relax and put down our weapons?
Maybe he's a remorseless madman with no empathy who eludes detection by manipulating others.
Jeff admits to not taking the test seriously.
It doesn't matter. I filled mine out randomly.
Oh, come on.
What? You idiot! That was probably the test that returned the psychotic result.
Causing Annie to take a look at the tests herself, revealing that Britta ran the test backward when scoring it in the machine.
Look at the arrow. You ran these through the machine upside down.
She Britted it.
Whatever. I'll run them through again. And you guys are gonna stop using my name to mean making a tiny and understandable mistake.
So the group decides to run the test again.
So we're all insane.
Well, except for this person.
Is that one mine?
We should probably figure it out, right? If one of us isn't crazy, it's only fair that the rest of us know who they are.
So, deciding it's best not to know who the insane one is, the group leaves the party. So, that was it. Again, there was nothing too special about this episode. It's just something fun to watch during Halloween, or any time of the year, really. If you haven't already, check out this show. It's definitely deserving of all the praise it's gotten. With that said, thanks for watching, and have a happy Halloween, everyone! See you next time! Don't talk to strangers.